Hello, you are listening to Between Sets. This is Furs.
Mike.
And
We're
Mike, when you introduce yourself, it's like, Mike. You're like a seagull
Mike.
from Finding Nemo.
Mike.
Mike.
I sound like one at the moment.
Your voice is better, as in you have a voice.
Yeah, it's existing at least. Yeah, so apologies for last week, everyone. The plan going to the new year strong was to record an episode every week. So we started out well. I had no voice last week, which it turns out for podcasting is needed.
Yeah, I did offer to run the show, but I don't know if it would have been the same thing. Talking to myself, answer my own questions.
Just a little monologue, yeah.
But yeah, how you feeling
how's
now?
the new year treating you? We need a bit of a recap on Christmas, New Year, all that kind of jazz.
Mate, it seems like a fucking. Do you know what? That seems like last year. It was going to happen at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't even remember Christmas. Not because it was so long ago, but I did drink a lot. It was a great opportunity to just get rid of all the alcohol in the house, and then buy more, and then get rid of that.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, weirdly, I had like a 3-day window where I wasn't ill, which was great, and it happened to be over, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and the day after. So that was nice. And then man flu struck, which is very much led into the new year, which has been great. I've been secretly recording, husky voice music in the background, ready for my my new album. So I'm like, just getting that foundation laid.
Thing is, now everyone knows that you can sing. They are expecting some sort of like album or single. No,
I need to get paid. I'm not sure many people need to hear that though.
Get paid.
I gotta get paid.
It sounded like I gotta get laid. That's what I thought you said.
So we were playing some interesting games over. Bollocks! Forgot the mug. Next time.
Oh no,
it's literally in the kitchen.
Yeah, we've got new mugs, guys. For those that are seeing
got
on
merch.
the old, we've got merch now. We're going to do a giveaway at some point.
Yeah, gotta like and share some shit. We'll get that. We'll come up with something. But so we were playing some games over Christmas, and I had quite a cool little accolade added to myself, I would say. So these games, I think it's quite an American thing. Like yearbooks where they say like most likely to succeed, or like it's a game like that basically where you draw a card. And we were playing this with my wife's entire family, so she got a huge family. We're talking like 30 to 40 people in this room.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is this a house?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It was very crammed in, very much crammed in. But so we were playing this game, and this card got drawn. And this is the one, in my opinion, that you want to win, right? And it's most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse. And I'm not joking, bar none, everyone voted for me. And I'm just taking that. That's my win of 2023.
Oh,
I'm taking it. Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen that Zombieland movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that film.
So, basically, to survive a zombie apocalypse, you have to be a pussy, really. I mean, you got to just hide from everywhere.
Yeah, you got to have your rules. You got to have your plan
so
in
everyone's
place.
Everyone's just calling you a pussy. I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, fine, I'll take it, but I'm surviving. That's the key thing.
Yeah, the thing that's never going to happen, mate. I'm surviving it.
I've got a plan. And the weird thing is, there are people in that room that I've discussed my zombie plan with. We've had these discussions.
You've never sounded more like a virgin in my life.
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm married. Like, yeah.
You got no kids though, so there's no evidence behind that.
Yeah. No, I've got cats.
Again, you sound like a virgin.
Yeah, not wrong. I'm not a cool guy. I feel like you're getting more and more inklings into my life. You're just like, yeah, I'm not a cool person. I never have been.
You can perceive yourself and tell yourself and convince yourself as much as you want, but no, you're not. Anyway, we'll move on. But are you feeling better now? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in like physically, I probably like sitting 90%, like be back into training, which is nice. Yeah, just this lingering voice situation. But
Yeah,
yeah, it will go.
I think
It
I'm
will shift
still.
eventually.
It's all the snot that just can't go away, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everyone's ill. I don't know
endless,
anyone that
endless
didn't catch
amounts.
something over the last 30 days.
I do. My wife, she's been smug about it.
Oh, I think she'd
It's the
survive a
last thing
zombie
you need.
apocalypse, so probably. Like, if she's
Yeah, I mean,
survived Christmas.
yeah, honestly, I think she's a carrier. So, I think she's around it so much all the time. She doesn't show symptoms and just is a prime spreader.
Yeah, like
It's
a
the
bee.
smugness that gets me. Well, I haven't been ill in ages.
Thing is, she's in
Yeah,
you now. She's obviously she's a primary school, is it?
yeah,
Yeah. That's like you become a Terminator after 2 years after that. Like you can't catch anything.
yeah. Basically, yeah, just never ill, never
She's
ill.
just a robot now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Um,
But how was your New Year
but
anyway? Are
yeah,
you a
yeah.
New Year
So
celebrator?
we didn't. Well, we sometimes do. We sometimes get some friends down. We had some mates down for Christmas Eve, which was quite nice. No, sorry, no, Christmas Eve, um, which was nice because we've moved down from Milton Keynes, didn't we? So a lot of our mates have to travel
Mm.
down. But New Year's Eve this year, it was probably the first year ever. We just decided to go to bed, normal time.
Oh,
Didn't really
great
think
plan.
much. Didn't think much of it, right? Obviously, being unconscious does things to you because I woke up middle of the night thinking I was in a fucking war zone. Obviously, I was unconscious. Fireworks going off everywhere. I
Yeah,
panicked. My
yeah,
instinct was just to go run over to Ted, just make sure he was okay. And I realised, oh, actually, it's 2024 now.
yeah.
New
It's just
Year,
yeah,
happy
just 10
New
midnight.
Year, new me.
I mean, I will say this. Obviously, we live fairly local to each other. Um, Holy shit! I swear to God, the fireworks were not that loud last year. Like it was, it was madness. They were
Yeah,
everywhere.
was you? Did you stay awake for it as well?
Oh fuck no! I was in bed by like 7:30. I was gone.
Oh,
I was.
so you were a
I
similar
mean, partially because
situation.
I'm ill, but
I wasn't sure if it was just
yeah,
it felt loud because I woke up thinking I was like in World War Three.
no, they were just everywhere, and they went on for a while as well.
Yeah, that went on forever, and then I think it was at least 20 minutes, and then there was like always there's always late comers, isn't there? What are they celebrating?
Yeah.
Fucking the Spanish New Year. I'm confused.
Well,
Why?
they're
Why? Why wait?
probably just busy indoors getting pissed up, and they were, oh yeah, fireworks. Let's go do something with them.
And then the other day, more fireworks. I'm like, why are you fucking celebrating now?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I
I
noticed
know I
it.
sound like a Karen, but having a fucking 2-year-old in the house and two dogs that are shit scared
Yeah,
of even the doorbell going, let alone a firework.
yeah,
Oh, it just does my nut. It really does my nut.
yeah.
Anyway, we're fun, aren't we? We're very two fun
We
people.
are. Welcome to two old grumpy
Yeah,
bastards discuss life.
midlife. Oh
Jesus, we
man,
are early 30s, man.
we should be going like we should be setting fireworks off up our arse and shit. Is that how it goes nowadays? Well, that was a few years ago, wasn't it? When England were in the finals or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Anyway,
We're not a clever country, are we? Really? Let's be honest.
um, yeah. So we didn't even stay up for New Year's Eve. we,
Yeah.
we're moaning about fireworks. We've got quite a niche listeners, I think, if they're still listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I'm not sure who our audience are at this point, but I mean, welcome, hello.
But a
If
lot's
you like
happened.
grumpiness, here we
I
are.
know. I'm not sure. Like normally, January feels really slow for me because
Hmm.
I think it is the whole New Year, New Me premise of right, like people are trying to start new diets and not drink. Um, and I know for well, like if you're used to drinking most weekends, just
Hmm.
not drinking for a weekend does slow things down a bit.
Yep.
But this month, because obviously last year I was quite good, I'm just being as good as last year. It's gone really quick for me.
Yeah, halfway through already. It's flying past.
Yeah, it is
Um,
mental.
how are you finding gym life at the moment?
Good. It's just it's different to adapt now. Well, I can't believe 2 years ago was when almost 2 years ago when I started going to the gym, as in like
Hmm.
2022, wasn't it?
Yep.
But obviously going to the gym at the same time every day that you kind of like get to know people. So no longer are the days of me putting my head down, putting my headphones on, and just cracking on. It's like people want to say hello, which is nice. At the end of the day, it's nice. We get to network. We get to make friends. But I just want to work out.
No, that's been taken away from you now. I'm afraid you're on the upward trend towards celebrity stardom of podcast world, and people want to chat. My own gym.
Yeah,
100%.
I have to go back to that expensive one that no one goes to, and then go bankrupt. But do you remember those, mate? I don't know what happened the other day, but fucking hell, it was windy. Do you remember? Was it last week? Do you not remember the winds? Did you leave your house? You were ill, so you're probably under the covers most of it.
I was probably just hiding myself away.
It has been extremely windy last week. But I think it was the first week. Sorry, pardon me. The first week into the year, it was windy as fuck, and I'm not sure it's because I just don't really read the news, but it just surprised me.
Well, we had snow last week as well.
Yeah,
I feel like we just kind of glossed over that. It
was a tiny bit of snow. It was a tiny bit of snow.
Full on.
It felt like a blizzard, but it wasn't settling, was it?
No, I was sort of hoping we were going to be able to do our boot camp in the snow. I was really hoping for that, but no, sadly not.
That would have been fun. That would have been magical.
I've been robbed.
But I was travelling back from work. I can't remember when it was. It must have been last Wednesday. And there's a car flashing me as I was driving down this road. And I'm like, what's he flashing me? He wouldn't stop flashing me. And then because he was flashing me, I was paying too much attention to the car. And then all of a sudden, I had to put my brakes down because there was a tree in the middle of the road, like falling down.
Ooh.
The winds were that bad. And I was the first person there. So I was like, what do I do? I was like, the only thing I can do is get out of my car and move the tree. Right? Anyway, so I got out of my car and started moving the tree with the assumption that I'd get some support, really. But anyway, I just cracked on. So I get out of my car, started moving this tree. I was probably there for 10 minutes. This is a fucking big tree. And I was paying so much attention to moving this tree. Halfway into moving it back into off the road, I looked up and there's like a queue of at least 50 cars watching me move a fucking tree. Both sides of the road because it was in the middle of the road. And I'm like,
nobody gets out.
No one's fucking getting out here. And yet, after me finally moving the tree to the side of the road, I don't know why, but the most British thing just to naturally come over to me. I just put my hand up and went, thanks for waiting. Sorry about that. I'm like, why the fuck did I just do that? Why didn't I just put my hand up and say thanks? And then when I go back into my car, the car behind me was this massive bloke in this big van. I'm like, where the fuck were you 10 minutes ago? And then, but then I didn't say that. I just put my hand up again to him. I was like, oh, sorry about that. Thanks for waiting. Yeah. It's just like, what the fuck did I just do?
And then I got home. Your fault.
I got home, and obviously I was so focused on the tree. And then I spent half an hour on the way home thinking, why the fuck did no one help me? And I looked down and there's just shit everywhere from the tree. I didn't even notice. I had half dead bird on me. It was.
I think you've got to hunt for the positive in that. They saw you get out of your car to manhandle this tree out of the road and thought, no, you know what? He's got that. That's fine. That's good.
I'll
just pick up that tree. Just log that to the side. Yeah, you're good. You got that.
I'm not obviously strong either, am I? I'm just a normal set bloke. And everyone's just going, yeah, he's got it. They'll probably got that fucking popcorn out. That's more entertaining than a podcast.
I really hope someone has secretly filmed this and then it's going to appear somewhere as local strongman lugs tree out of the road. Something I need this
it won't
footage.
Be. It will be more like skinny guy struggles with tree for 10 minutes and then they have to put it on a time lapse because of how long it fucking took.
Oh God!
I did feel manly afterwards because it was quite a hefty tree. To be fair, I didn't know where to put it. I didn't lift it up above my head. That would have been good, but then it would have taken me 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a manly moment or not. I'm going to say not, but I feel like I've been aged.
We're not playing top trumps. Week. You haven't got to try and compete.
No.
I don't think you can.
I'm trying. I try to find a positive in a lot of negative situations, but I feel like I've been aged this week. So
more so.
do you, I mean, not in a funny way, but do you go to the barbers? I know you get your beard trimmed sometimes and stuff as well. Like you go to the barbers to have that done, right?
Yeah, you can't
So
tell because I've not done it. It's been at least a month.
I've had a haircut this week, a little beard trim up, nothing crazy. I have it done once every 2 or 3 weeks or so. For the first time ever, I had that hair on my ear trimmed, on just on the top of my ears.
Oh, the
Yeah,
top of your ears. I thought they were like
just
inside.
yeah. Now I didn't ask for this. It's not like I'm going. You know, you get in like Turkish barbers where they'll do like stuff they burn it off and like all this kind of
Was
stuff.
this at the
I didn't
village
ask for
one?
this. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't ask for this. It was just kind of, like you're tidying up around my ears, like making sure it's all neat and tidy, all this kind of stuff. And you've just gone, just, and I heard it. Like I heard it, and
If you heard it, then there's a lot of hair there.
yeah, well, clearly enough for him to see to want to do that. Do you know what I mean? Um, I'm really not sure how to feel about this because that's very much an old man thing. I feel like.
I don't know, like around your ear, like the border of your ear just gets hairy,
Yeah.
right? But if they did like the inside of the ear,
No, so it wasn't inside. It was literally on like the very top, going down that way.
yeah.
But that's never happened before. I'm not asked for that to happen.
Did you
I
feel?
just feel like
Did you feel like your cherry was popped? Did you feel
I
like you
feel
were a
like I've been
bit?
targeted a little bit. Like, and I feel like at some point now, every time I go back to the barbers, I'm like, don't forget the ears. Come on, you got to keep this in check.
Next time
now.
you go, you're only
started
going for
something.
the ears. Just a number one on the ears, please, mate.
Yeah, short back and sides, just around it.
Just
But
sides.
I came back from that. I kind of sat down on the sofa, was like, the fuck just happened? It's like I've been aged by like 20 odd
Did you
years
just
in
go
that
out
one
and speak
moment.
to your wife and go, just had my ears shaved, love?
Well, I've not actually spoken to her about this because I'm not sure how to broach the subject. I mean, she
That's
doesn't
so
listen to this, so
funny.
I can basically just say whatever I want. But yeah, because I don't feel like women have any kind of appreciation for this. Like, so to give you an idea, if you are a female listener, there might be one or two. Like, old man ear hair is a thing, and I feel like, oh God, I've
Women,
crossed the threshold
I'm
here.
pretty sure women have hairs growing in like, a lot of places as well. But I don't know if they publicize it on a podcast.
No, I mean, again, I'm not a cool guy, so I've got no issues really embarrassing myself. Like that
No.
ship has sailed. Do you know what I mean?
When I go to the barbers, like I'm not sure if this is normal either, right? So to make things more weird, I get my head cutthroat shaved.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like a bowling ball when I've left.
I mean, they do like they like do the cheeks with the oh God.
Yeah,
not my head for now. They do they do the cheeks with the razor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like the height that razor is starting to come up is like, oh God, I've got like.
I think you're turning into a werewolf, mate.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm quite a hairy individual in general, to be honest with you.
Okay, just can end the conversation there. I think we'll explore that another time.
Welcome to body hair discussions.
I definitely have more hair on my body than on my head, but that's obviously that's obvious, right?
Yeah,
because I've got no hair on my head. New Year's resolutions. Shall we? Have you got any? Are you a New Year's resolution sort of guy?
Not honestly. I don't have issues with people that want to set New Year's resolutions. Like I get the appeal of it because it's like one of those momentum points, I suppose, like a springboard moment where you can set that resolution. But I don't really believe in waiting for a specific day to do something.
No.
Like if you want to make that improvement, just go and do it. But I equally I understand psychologically why people do it, and I'm not going to get upset about people doing that either. What about you?
Normally I do. I'm the sort of type of guy that will wait normally. But last year I was like, just continue doing what I'm doing. But it is quite an opportunity. You wake up New Year's Eve, you're like, actually, this is an opportunity for me now. Because obviously everyone's in the same boat. And you can, like, this is meant to be like a half comedy podcast, but semi-serious.
We're on a serious route now.
But I do feel like people are afraid to change because obviously they've set themselves like a president almost with everyone else. So they're afraid to go one day, just because you've been you for the last God knows how long doesn't mean you have to continue being you. So if you're not happy with yourself, then you can change yourself at any point. But New Year's Eve, it's a good opportunity because everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's like, you and you, me, you and you, me. So you have an opportunity then to go, well, actually, I'm going to stop being a dick. Or I want to be a dick. I'm going to turn that dial up a little bit.
I feel like people should, like, if someone's vocal about their New Year's resolutions, right? So a lot of people do dry January, for example. You know, that is only a positive thing. You know, it's someone that is, one, they're going to be saving money. Two, they're making their health better. They're moving away from potentially a very bad habit, harmful habit as well. And other people don't get that. Like I don't know if it's a deliberate thing or it's like a subconscious thing. When someone's trying to make a positive change in their life, some people will try and detract from that. So, in the sake of dry January, as an example, people will say, "Oh, just come out for one. One's not going to hurt you." Well, it is, because the second they go out for one, that resolution then is done, and that opens the floodgates. And it's the same thing with people who want to make a change in terms of diet. It's like try and support people as best you can. If you know someone's doing dry January, and you still want to socialize with them, don't go to a pub. Don't go to places where it's very, it's simple things like that. Like, as much as it might not be your resolution, I do think people should be respectful of other people's goals and just be a little bit mindful of it. Particularly if it's your close family or friends and stuff like this. Like, if you know someone's actively trying to lose weight and you're a very active person, go and train with them, exercise with them, talk to them about the diet, like help them be accountable for it. That's the way that I would go with it.
Exactly. I think it all depends what
even if it's not your resolution, Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like it's nice to have obviously like different groups of friends, but if you've only got friends that aren't supporting you for the times where you need that support because you've made the decision to be better, then you need to just pause that just for a little while for you to create that habit. I think.
Yep.
Because it is all it.
I mean, on that,
creating a habit, isn't it?
Yeah, and on that, I mean, choosing you develop your friendship circles and stuff like that. If you're making a decision which is positive for your life and that group can't be happy for you about that, it really is time to start looking at that group of people. In all seriousness, like if you want to, it's not to say you can't hang around with them, whatever else, but they shouldn't be who you allow to form you.
Probably for the last 4 years, I've kind of brought this into my life is, it does sound selfish, but you've only got one life, and you shouldn't have to be dragged behind for years on end. But the way that I brought it in is like if you've got friends that are draining energy, so like being the opposite of a battery, rather than actually giving you energy, then you need to kind of like reduce them out of your life, not get rid of them completely. Let's just say they'd be like long life like friends, but you can't you have to minimize that because that is going to drag you down, and you've only got a limited amount of energy during your day. So if you're having to constantly use that just for someone else, unless you honestly think that it's worth the investment, I don't know if. Do you know what I mean? You got to make a decision.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like there needs to be there's going to be a give and take in any kind of relationship, friendship or otherwise. But ideally, it's one where you're both getting a net positive gain from it. Where you have discussions, you bounce ideas off each other. If someone's having an issue, likewise, it needs to be reciprocal. Like if someone else has an issue, that you should be able to help them and all this kind of stuff. If you feel like, and again, we'll go back to New Year's resolutions, but like if the response to you wanting to make a positive change in your life is, oh, why are you doing that? And being questioned, it's not an immediate reason to go, okay, I'm not going to speak to these people anymore. But just, I think you need to have it in the back burner. It's like, well, do they genuinely want what's best for you?
But people go through shit. I understand, like people go through phases, and not everyone's the same every single day. But if you just say to yourself right now, like over the last year, has this person sucked more energy out of you than they have given you? Then it's definitely a question you need to ask, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%.
That's kind of what I've been living by for the last 4 years, and it has really helped. Like I've not like lost friends because I didn't have any friends to begin with, so that helped a lot.
I mean, one thing that I've really found, and especially in I would say the last 2 years since I've been in a gym environment, just because I've been exposed to so many different people and so many people from like different walks of life as well. I found genuinely, if you can just give as much as you can to people, like help people in as many ways as you can, introduce people, network, do whatever you can to help people, and it gets repaid in spades. I
Yeah, it
cannot
does.
say that enough. And you know me, I'm not a hippie type of person or like anything like that. I'm not spiritual anyway, but genuinely, like it seemed like
What
karma
goes
is
around
a
comes
really
around. I do believe in that.
100% karma is a very real thing. And if you're paying it forward, you're trying to actively help people in whatever way you can, that comes back. Like people recognize that and they'll try and help you as best they can. Not everyone, but then you will start to identify the people that are worth including in
Yeah,
your circle, if you see what I mean.
exactly.
Yep.
And then you become reliant on the fact that you got those friends that have energy boosters for you.
Yep. Exactly that. Exactly that.
So you got nothing, no New Year's resolutions at all. Nothing you want to do this year. Nothing
No,
like.
but I was gonna touch on again the kind of the New Year, New Me crowd in the gym. So I would say largely um, most people's goals going into New Year. Some people admittedly they want to lose a little bit of weight, but I think a lot of people in the gym is they want to build muscle. So I think over the next couple of weeks, I'd like to kind of go through some stages of like just discussing a few different topics, and put this out to the audience as well. Like genuinely, if you have any fitness questions or training questions, dieting questions, whatever else, then please send them through to us, and we'll go through them because obviously that's my job. Fuzz currently trained to be a PT as well, so we're relatively well placed, I think, and we'll be coming at things from different standpoints as well. I would say, based on years of training and backgrounds as well. Um, but yeah, I think I kind of wanted to touch on muscle building because obviously that's a process that you've gone through in quite in quite a fashion in the past year or so, I would say. Do
I
you
don't
feel
know.
like you're a big? Do you feel like you're a
Do
big
you know
human
what?
being at this point?
I don't, and I think I don't. I don't honestly don't. Honestly, when I look at the
Hmm.
mirror, I don't perceive myself as gaining muscle compared to
Yep.
2 years ago. And I think it's because
Yep.
obviously it's slowly catch the monkey sort of thing.
Yes. Exactly that. But even
Yeah.
from like
But
when
if you take
we're in the gym, we
steroids,
do,
then you kind of see it straight away, don't you?
yeah, that like that. But even from when we're in the gym, like we're doing our sessions and stuff, like you must have started to notice. You get the occasional comment about like, "Oh, you're looking big," all this kind of stuff, and
It's nice, to be
like I
fair.
pick up on them. I'm just wondering if you notice them as well. That's the interesting thing because
Yeah,
different
yeah, I've had a
perceptions.
few
Because
people say to me like the other
Mhm.
day, like we were on the punch bag, weren't we? We
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
comment of Jesus Christ, now you're telling him into like a killing machine as well. It was just like I felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah. That's good. I mean, so I'd like to break down the muscle building process. I'd like to break it down, and I think I can summarize it in 3 points essentially. So number one, and I think this is important because I feel like this is something that a lot of people kind of they don't quite tick the box, rightly or wrongly. It might be a knowledge based thing. It might be a genuine, that you just don't know how to go about it. But number one is training intensity. So our bodies sit at kind of a status like they'll sit at this level quite comfortably. It's a lot easier to maintain muscle than it is to build muscle. So number one, if we want to start any kind of muscle building process, we need the stimulus. So your training needs to be intense enough. um, you know we discussed this quite a lot when we first started training. People will see the standard programs where it's a set of 8 to 10 reps or 8 to 12 reps, that sort of region for building muscle, and that is absolutely correct. But there's a set of 10 and then there's a set of 10. How you feel at the end of a set of 10, you should not be able to get another rep.
Mm.
That's the level that you're trying to push to, and it's without like technical breakdown of your form and stuff like this. But I feel like a lot of people have a number in the head rather than actively trying to damage a muscle. It takes time to build to that, obviously, but you've got to be ticking that box. If you're
Yeah.
not, like some of the sets that we do, sometimes it's 8 reps, but what those 8 reps feel like for you it should not be pleasant. It's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, I think what people, sorry, I know that was number one out of your three, but
Mm-hmm.
just to
No, go
jump
on.
in, what a lot of people go to the gym for is obviously to be happy with themselves, to lose weight, to hit those goals, right? And going to the gym, let's just say you're going to the gym for the first time in months because it's a whole new me thing. Perfect, really happy for you. Um, then fair enough. Like you're learning yourself. Completely
Yeah.
agree with what you're doing, but you need to ask yourself, right, this time next year, what do you want to look like? How mobile do you want to be? What do you want to achieve athletically? Because if you're going in there to build muscle, then you need to realize that you're in there to build muscle. You're not there to just push weight
Mm-hmm.
around.
Yep.
Because just pushing weight around isn't going to get you anywhere. You either want to be high in cardio, or you want to just do some HIIT workouts, or if you want to seriously just build muscle, then you need to push yourself. Because if you're just going to the gym and just pushing weights around, that isn't going to get you anywhere. But it will get you anywhere. It'll get you somewhere for the first few weeks, and then you start seeing muscle grow, and you'll start seeing some sort of performance improvement. But it's just going to stop there. You need to be going to the point where you're like, as you say, third set in. If you've just about made it to 10 and you've had to grit your teeth through it, then well done. But maybe up your weight next
100%.
time.
And it's exactly that. Like everyone has to start somewhere. But if you're getting to the stage where you've been in the gym a little while and you're maybe hitting a plateau or you're not quite seeing the results, have a genuine look at your training and just have that self-reflection moment where you kind of think, am I genuinely training hard enough here? And that's number one. Number two, it has to come down to the diet. It has to. Um,
This
if you
one's going to be
are
a big dig at me now, but carry on. I'm going
not
to
not
feel like it's a
necessarily,
dig at
not
me.
necessarily, it really depends on what your goals are at that point in time. So if you are looking to, so beginners are kind of in their own category because to an extent, a beginner can lose body fat and build muscle at the same time because it's a brand new thing for them. Their body just has to adapt really quickly. They can be aching a lot, but because it's new to them, the intensity is higher, and you can utilize the calories from body fat to, as long as your protein is high, all this kind of stuff. But that kind of leads me into, so the second point is diet. So number one point in that, ideally, if you're looking to build muscle, we need to be in a surplus, and that means if you need 2,500 calories a day to maintain what weight you're currently at, we want to go slightly above that. So call it 2,800, so a 300 calorie surplus, but not too much, not much more than that, because any more than that, we're just going to be gaining excess body fat tissue, which you then have to look at doing some work further down the line to diet down and cut back off, and so on and so forth. Some of the body weight you accrue will be body fat, but you need enough of a surplus to accrue muscle tissue. And kind of within that second point is protein. You have to get the protein. You can't build a house without bricks. That's the common analogy, right? So you're not going to be building any appreciable amount of muscle if all you're eating is carbs and fats. You need the protein in there.
Yeah. So if you're
How
going
have
to the
you found?
gym, like I
Go on.
find like, sorry, just because obviously I was very amateur when I started a couple of years ago, and I had this in my head where like I'm going to go to the gym to lose weight and build muscle, and it's like yeah, like but as you say, you still got to be like, let's just say you're eating like heavy every single day. Yes, you can reduce your calorie intake, but you have to up your protein every single day. And to be honest with you, like I'm having to hit 200 grams a day, which is actually kind of expensive. So even though you've taken the budget away from the alcohol and your junk food, you do have to put a lot of it into making sure that you're hitting your protein goals every day. And I'm not saying you have to do that now. You don't have to do that now if you just started for this whole new year, new me. But over time, let's just say in 3 or 4 months' time, if you want to continue growing, you have to be consistently hitting your protein goals on a daily basis. And 200 grams, in my head, I thought it would be achievable, but actually, it requires two protein shakes every single day. I'm having to buy bloody biltong because it's high in protein but low in calories. I'm having to chili every single day and chicken for dinner every single day. So there is an expense to it, but you're hitting your goals and you're still saving money because there's nowhere near 2 bottles of wine every weekend or whatever.
100%. And infinite, like you have one body at the end of the day. If you had one car for the rest of your life, I guarantee you'd be checking you checking your tires, you'd be checking, make sure your windscreen wipers, you'd be cleaning it, you could be getting MOT service regularly. And yet with our bodies, it's just kind of a given that it's working for the moment until it's not.
It's funny you say that, actually.
It's maintenance,
I had this debate with my father-in-law last week that I honestly do feel like the NHS. So just on that note of like you've only got one body. So I'm the sort of person that I rinse the NHS, right? And I shouldn't, but I'm like, it's free healthcare. Why would we not take advantage of that? And obviously, if everyone had that mindset, like the NHS would be absolutely rammed, which is where they are, aren't they? But I honestly do feel like they need to start projecting or being a lot more transparent with how much it would have cost you if the NHS wasn't free. And then I feel like people would start going, actually, it's probably not worth a trip to the doctor just because I've got a sore throat, or it's not worth a trip to the A&E just because I've got like a sprained ankle. I can just literally Google what rice means. Like it. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like because my my father-in-law had some eye surgery done last week, and I reckon that must have costed like 10 plus that grand if it was in America. Do you know what I mean? And yet we just pop in for
way
like,
more.
Yeah. We just pop in for like a couple of hours and then out, and we just think nothing of it.
There was a crazy figure I saw of, I think it was a woman in America who gave birth in hospital.
That is, like 30 grand or something.
It was something like $30,000 to $40,000. But here's the crazy part, right? So if you were to fund that yourself, that's how much that will cost you. When the insurance pays for it, they go through that itemized list and they mark it down as to what they're prepared to pay for it. So that $30,000 bill probably comes out somewhere in the region of 5,000, and then the hospital writes the rest off as a tax deductible loss. Which it's clever from a business perspective, from like a hospital, but it is what it is. It's turning healthcare into a business, which the NHS tries to avoid.
I understand, like the world is overpopulated, but yeah, that's mental, isn't it? 40 grand just to have a kid.
Yeah, and people have to pay for the insurance.
Honestly, I don't think I would bother if I had to pay 40 grand. Like, obviously, I can't say that now because I've got a child. Just saying that to his face, like, I probably end up.
You're not worth that.
If it was you or 40 grand, I might take the 40 grand, mate. So
it's an insane level of cost. It really is. I can't get my head around it. I think we're very, very privileged to live in a country with free healthcare.
100%. But I do feel like they need to provide more transparency with how much it's costing each and every visit. I think that will prevent visits. I'm not sure if it's something they've ever thought about before, but I'm just putting it out there. Like, I'd love to hear what other people think of that.
One thing I would love to see is the NHS charging people for missed appointments.
Yeah.
It's the most frustrating thing being in a waiting room, especially in like a doctor's surgery, and you get the names pop up and all this kind of stuff. We were sat there at one point for probably 40 odd minutes. So we turned up 5 minutes early, but our appointment was 35 minutes late, and yet there were 4 names popped up in front of us. No one there.
Not a single person.
And yet people struggle to get appointments. I think so. There are people getting these appointments and just not turning up.
Yeah, it's common for practices to introduce like a 3 strikes you're out. Like if you've missed 3 appointments, they will literally just remove you from the doctor's account. Yeah, but again,
that's
like
good.
charging would be better because then there's more money going into the NHS, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. At least it recoups some of that lost time, essentially.
Yeah.
But it all kind of feeds into people take these appointments, and because people are taking these appointments and not turning up, by the time it's like a knock-on effect because you can't get an appointment for a week or so, but by that point your issue is resolved and people just don't bother phoning up to try and to cancel and free up the space. So it's tricky. Very, very tricky.
We've got to stay away from the political side of it, I think, because I don't know fucking anything. Well, I don't know anything anyway, but
no, I try to avoid politics as best I can.
Yeah, that's why I stay away from the news.
they're just blatant liars.
Are we going into
Like
it?
to the point where
Are we
I mean,
starting
I
it?
mean, nothing specific, but it really bugs me where they'll be on a politician will be on an interview, right? And they will literally play the clip of this person saying something, and they will turn around and say, "No, I didn't say that," or words to that
Yeah.
effect. Or they'll ask a question and they'll say, "Fuzz, what's the background of your brick wall there? Like, what color is it?" And they will just
Say pink.
answer an entirely different question.
Yeah.
But
Oh
who's
no.
holding
Oh,
these
they'll
people
just yeah.
accountable?
They'll ask you a question back.
Oh,
I think I honestly feel like people only now take politics seriously when they want "I'm a celebrity, get me out of here." Because what the
yeah.
fuck's going on there? They're just voting for them, and like, how did 2 years in a row they become third? Like, it's mental. Why are people voting for these
Annoyingly,
guys?
Nigel Farage is quite popular.
What the fuck?
I
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah,
Obviously, everyone has different tastes, but Jesus Christ,
I
the
know.
guy
It's
looks like a
crazy.
mole rat. Anyway, yeah,
I was thinking he looks like a bit like Mr. Bean.
he does. Yeah, if he got one over
Mm.
twice, yeah, definitely.
No insult to Rowan Atkinson. I think you're a genius, but if you happen to be listening,
But
um,
Mr. Bean's a
yeah, just
character,
imagine
isn't it? Mr. Bean's a character.
yeah,
He doesn't have that
yeah,
face in real life, does he?
no. But if you just imagine a politician that just told the truth.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Someone says, "So this policy hasn't really worked, has it?" It's like, and you just go, "Yeah, no, it hasn't. We'll have to do better next time. We're going to review it. We're going to make it better."
But to fall into that side of in life to become like a politician, I do think you just naturally become very socially awkward, quite inept with the whole being able to actually have a conversation that's interesting.
Mm.
And
I think
that's
just
the
really out of
reason.
touch.
Yeah, and it would be amazing to see something similar to what happened in America like 10, 15 years ago with Barack Obama. Like, that's the sort
Mm.
of change we need. We need somebody who is just down to earth, likable, and just get the shit done.
And this is how we announce we're running for our local MP.
Imagine that, yeah. Vote for Between Sets today.
I couldn't do it.
That's why we've got mugs.
I don't have
this
it
is
in
the
me.
start of it now.
Oh, political party starting up right here.
What's funny is that I'm part of the parish council, but there's no way. That doesn't mean I'm interested in any sort of politics or any sort of council.
I feel like that's very, very different to actually proper politics.
Oh, fuck that. Oh god, I'd rather kill
How much
myself.
do you love dealing with the locals?
Well, I don't mind. I just do it more for self-development. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah. Anyway, what we're talking about New Year's. Yeah. So like, oh yeah, we were saying like, is there nothing else you want to achieve? It's something that I wanted to do at some point. I'm not sure if you've kind of followed this at any point in your life, but the whole like do something every day that scares you. Have you ever kind of followed that sort of mindset before?
I get it. I think I understand why people would want to do that. But I'd put it in the same category as people who wake up and have a cold shower every day. Like, fair play.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's loads of health benefits to it and all this kind of stuff. Not for me.
Okay. See, I used to do that.
I like.
So
yeah, I mean,
it's all the politics talk.
It just makes me miserable. Honestly, I feel like if you were to experience me in a PT session after I've had to have a cold shower because the hot water's not working, trust me, you're gonna have a bad time. And I can't hide it.
No,
Once I'm in that mood,
I did get
done.
a buzz. I did get a buzz from it. I think I did it for about 6 months. I think it was actually last year. Like when I started going to the gym in 2022, I was like, right, I want to start doing this sort of thing because it's just getting that mindset of, as you said, like being out of your comfort zone and not being used to your comfort zone. And that's definitely where I am right now. Is just like I love change. I love being thrown in the deep end and just that challenge of getting out of it and kind of feeling like you've accomplished something. Because that's a buzz.
I get that. So that yeah, I understand that the comfort zone thing, and I feel like I've gone down that route in the past, year or so. Becoming fully self-employed, starting separate businesses. I don't know what I'm doing some of the time. I feel like you should know. I try and pitch I try and get to like a level of knowing about 70% of where I'm at. So, you know, where I was employed before, I knew that job inside and out, and I was getting too comfortable. So, start a separate business, start to learn, and then that occupies that 30% of, okay, what I'm currently doing, I can do kind of without really thinking. But then that extra 30%, I'm constantly learning, having to adapt, and having to change. So I like that. I like having to think for sure.
Yeah. What is the one thing though that you think? Is there anything that you think you would love to do, but you are terrified? Whether it's to jump out of a plane or go see, or maybe those planes that go up and then they go down really quickly, so it feels like you're like there's no gravity.
Yeah.
Is there anything like that kind of you think that would be amazing, but you would just
I think that would scare me, but I'd be up for doing that. Whereas things like bungee jumping and skydiving, like, yes, that scares me, but I also have absolutely no inclination to ever go and do it. Like, I don't want to. Well, gravity's a law, and you are hitting the earth one way or another, and you're reliant on a bit of a napkin to hold you up in the air. Like, yeah, no.
Have you not done it before?
I don't know who. No, well, I don't know who's packed that said napkin into that rucksack. And yes, you have a reserve bit, but I don't. People are incompetent, you know.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
I've done it. It is an amazing experience. I've done it once. It is amazing. I don't know if I'll do it again because I'm a dad now. As you say, like there's a lot of trust that goes into it. But it is an absolutely amazing experience. Like flying through the cloud, like falling through clouds. Because when you're a kid, you kind of think like, you always saw the cartoons and people could like sit on the clouds and they'd be like, gosh, they're not like, it's just fog.
Wet and cold.
Yeah.
What would you put into your category then of thing that scares you that you want to do?
So I've always been adrenaline junkie. I've always loved, like I've done. I think I've ticked everything off my list almost. I'd say when it comes to like skydiving and all that lot. We went to Lapland a couple of years ago, and I skinny dipped into the frozen lake. That was fucking terrifying. The things you had to sign, because you could literally die. Your body can go into shock, and but that was fun. But one thing, what's weird is that it's not an adrenaline junkie thing. Is my whole life, I think it was when my dad introduced me to Lee Evans. I was actually quite young. I was probably like 10. I've always wanted to be a comedian, but I've never had the confidence to get even a script together. But to have to be able to use that script in front of a stage, in front of many people, that just terrifies me. But it's definitely on my list to do before I'm 40. And now I'm creeping closer and closer to 40. I'm like, shit, I need to start like planning ahead. I think this podcast might give me some sort of confidence.
I mean, I'm going to push you to that this year.
I don't know if I'll be able to. No, because this year I've already got a lot of plans. I've already got a lot of plans this year.
This is happening. I feel like this can happen.
You just want to laugh at me and say, like, laugh at me rather than laugh with me.
that's whatever works. Honestly, once you're on that stage, whatever gets a laugh, like that's the one.
Do they still throw fruit at people if they're bad? Oh, mate.
No, the worst thing. I've been to a comedy show up in Edinburgh, and it was a new material night. And the first 2 or 3 people, they were outstanding. They were hilarious. Okay. Like, we got picked on. Loads of people in the audience got picked on. And then this guy came up, and he had a howler. It was horrendous. Like, no joke was dropping. It was like, you know, that awkward moment in like TV shows or film where you hear the like that. It was really bad.
If you can hear someone's phone go off like that, it's just like are you doing a stand up or you holding a conference call? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's all right.
Really
I've got a plan. I can make some introductions, and I think it's going to happen.
I haven't even got a set together. I haven't even got a set together.
No, that's fine.
I don't have time.
It's happening.
Not this year.
Just don't worry. Like, we'll just I'll plant some people in the audience to heckle you, and then you can just.
Do you know what? That'll give me loads of confidence, Mike. Thank you.
In the back of your head now, you're now just going to be thinking, "Fuck it, what's he got planned here?"
Mate, I got way too much on my plate this year.
Fair.
But yeah, we'll see. It would be good. Like even in just like in the barn, there's a barn in just up. I think I'm probably only hold like 20. Actually, that's probably even more daunting. Just 20 people looking at you.
Less people is worse.
Yeah, imagine just the one.
You probably want enough people that really love the joke to get the laughter going, and then everyone else kind of like sheep laughs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I should get. I should get one of those sound effects. Like, do you know what I mean? Just start the laugh. It's a bit like,
like the sitcom
just start
thing.
the laugh and just see where it goes. It's like when you're watching a sitcom. Yeah, you think that's when you know when to laugh. Then when you were a kid, you didn't really get the joke, but you just heard the laugh.
Yeah,
I'll laugh now. I think I'll laugh.
I laugh now. God, we're so conditioned. I think you'd be good at it. I think you'd be really good. So yeah, I'll speak to a few people, see what I can find out.
That wasn't me asking for that help. I was just saying we're having a podcast.
I understand that.
Yeah,
but I'm going to push you.
They push me too hard. You'll see that where that goes. I think I don't think I'll be any good, but it'll be really good to kind of get me out of my comfort zone. Like, because that is like, I don't think I could get out of my comfort zone even more than that. Remember when you were a kid?
You're not much of
have like nightmares about being naked at school. Do you ever have those dreams? That is that level. Being on stage, feeling like you're naked.
Up there. Do you have issues with like public speaking at all, or is it literally the comedy aspect?
Oh, it's the comedy aspect, because comedy is the one thing I have. It's the only thing I have. When my wife doesn't laugh at my jokes, and obviously we've been together for 10 years now, when she doesn't laugh at my jokes, I die a little inside. Like, I honestly do.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have hair when we met. This is what it's doing to me. She doesn't laugh at my jokes anymore, and I'm going bald. I'm trying to raise my kid up really quickly so he can learn how to learn humor. The only thing he laughs
really
at,
hit the dad jokes.
Yeah, like he's the only guy that laughs at me, and all I got to do is just make a funny noise. It's building my confidence. Imagine going up on stage and just going, and everyone laughs. That's my niche.
Laughter.
That's my niche.
Yeah, you're my audience. You're my people.
You're a comedian on the scene, just making noises.
Baby talks.
Yeah. Oh mate.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine. Oh god, this has gone on quite long now. We were going to try and shorten the podcast, weren't we, to about 45 minutes?
Yeah, it was going well.
Anyway, is there anything else that you wanted to share in this episode?
I think I've shared enough.
Special? Yeah, you do.
I've shared enough.
You have shared enough. We got any guests booked for next week?
I think I can. We were meant to have one last week, obviously, so I will get in contact and see if we can get that lined up. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. If we don't, then it'll be another episode of us. Apparently, you guys prefer it. But we need more followers, and we need guests to gain followers, unfortunately. So it's swings and roundabouts, guys. All right, bear with us.
Yeah.
But if you, obviously it's different when you're listening to podcasts, and they just recognize a celebrity's name, and they'll listen to that podcast. Like, we're not going to have celebrities on. I have tried. I have contacted a couple, and I've got nowhere.
Really?
I have. I was like,
"Oh, we're not that level yet."
I was just like, we're trying to start a new podcast. Do you do any charity work?
Yeah, we're not there yet.
But, do you know what I mean? That would really boost us a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of relying on you, if you're still listening. Share it with anyone that you know, anyone that needs cheering up, or some fitness advice from Mike. Then please, share, like, and subscribe. No, that is a threat. That is a threat, I think. Right. We will see you guys next week, or you can hear us next week, where we might have a guest, maybe, if you're lucky.
Tune in and find out.
Tune in to be continued. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention Traitors. Are you watching Traitors? On BBC.
No.
Okay, watch Traitors, and we'll catch up on it next week. All right, that's your homework.
Okay.
Cool.
Right.
Boom. You look so fucking.
I don't even know what this is, but I don't even know what
this
is.
Winkleman never found her attractive until she was in Traitors, and she's rocking the fringe. Watch it.
Oh, she's the one that looks like the Dulux dog.
Yeah, but in this, I would fuck the Dulux dog up. Sorry. just cut out. Your screen went blank then.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think I just laughed so hard. Something's uploading.
I think did your headphones unplug?
I don't know.
You sound different
okay.
as well. That's so
God.
funny. He's giving me a confidence boost.
Oh God.
You laughed so hard. You've broken your laptop.
Are we still recording? I don't even know what's going on.
We are, I think, yeah.
Why have I gone loud now? What the fuck?
We're going to end it there, guys.
We're
going to end it there. We're gonna have to end it there.
I've broken something.
Right.
Okay.
Please.
Bye, guys.
Right, guys, yeah.
Oh, God.
Please leave a rating on Spotify and any...
What's going on?
I'm trying to do a bit. Oh, what's happened now? He's gone again. Wait, you're back. There we go.
It just keeps uploading recordings. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, this is going to take me a while to edit then, isn't it? There's me wanting an early night. Right. Okay. Guys, leave a rating. Please subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next week. Right. Bye. Bye.